So majority of it is pretty simple, there's just that weird circular chunk.
half of a circle right there. So then we have to, pretty sure, think of like the other circle. So then the circle is 4 inches long. What's the diameter going to the side? It's possible. Huh? I don't know, I'm just making stuff up as the way it goes.
I didn't do any of these. Where's my big calculator? Try to find your perimeter. Preferably stop with the weird noises.
We have to find
Wouldn't it be as hard as he's saying first?
we have to find
Find the perimeter.
We have to divide it,
What? What?
the 4 with the perimeter.
how do you do? How do you find the
That is the question.
That's not
When you think about it
Please.
long enough, you're like,
please.
What's the perimeter?
Perimeter's the whole outside, so start
The old outside.
See, this is all the work I need.
So majority of us are getting this far. Listen, perimeter, majority of us know we have to add up all of those pieces. So when you add up all of those straight pieces, what are you getting?
768.
4 plus 12 plus 16 plus 12 plus 4, hey, what'd you get?
48.
Add all of the straight edge pieces up and you get 48. But then, you're left to have to figure out the circular part.
The 4 is the diameter.
So the diameter of the circle is 4,
So then you have to times that by 3.14,
because the perimeter of a circle is just another word for your circumference.
and then
So when you find your circumference, what'd you get?
12.56, and
Okay.
then divide that by 2.
Right, so that's the perimeter of the whole circle. But like RJ was mumbling to himself, how much of the circle do you have? Half of it. So if you cut it in half, what is the circumference? 6.28. So then add it in.
And you get 54.28.
Perimeter of a circle is just the circumference. Usually with these though, you're just gonna have a fraction of it. So if it's 3/4 of a circle, you multiply it by 3/4. If it's 1/4, you multiply it by 1/4. If it's a half, you multiply it by a half.
Teacher.
What? Okay, that's not how you ask for that.
Please.
Okay,
And her name is Miss Brandon.
understand? Student.
Excuse me, student.
Keep that on there.
Please leave. Do I already erase it now?
Yes. What's next?
Hey, Levi, there's barely.
Find the perimeter of the blue section.
There's barely.
So we have a baseball field. We know that this is 150. So then what's this gonna be? 150. We also know that this circular part
Looks like a pizza.
is what percentage of a circle? Can you read that? What percent? It's 35% of a circle. Do you know what 35% would be as a decimal? Right. So in terms of percentages, if it's 35%, find your circumference of the circle and then multiply it by 35%. So try to find your perimeter of that circular spot, or the blue spot.
I know.
There's no way to get that right.
You have to do 150 divided by 150, no, times.
Yep.
Oh, plus. Oh. 50.
It's not that much, is that, you need to do that, because that together is 150, so now you just leave it out. It's tricky. Tricky.
Yeah, I did that. That line is supposed to represent that blue line.
The blue line's not very good.
So,
but it's going straight, so it's not so long.
Yep, this is 35% of a circle. So let's just start. Are we a little stuck? Perimeter means add it up. So do your straight parts first. If you add up your straight edges, what do you get? 300. So then you just have to find your circular part. What do you know about the circle?
I have a radius of 150.
Radius is 150. To find the perimeter, we need to get all the way down to the circumference, which means we need to know what the diameter is. So what's the diameter of the circle?
0.35.
Oh, no, I got it.
If the radius is 150, what's the diameter gonna be?
41.
Amy?
300.
300. So then your circumference is 300 times pi. So what's the circumference of the circle? Arjun?
Wait, do we times?
Yep, 300 times pi. What do you get?
300 times pi equals 942.
Okay, so that would be the whole circle. And again, your last step is to just multiply it by how much of it is. How much of the circle do we have? 35%. So take your whole circumference and times it by 35%. Or do what do you do?
942 times, wait, crap, we didn't do it. 142 times 3.14. Wait, no, 0, crap.
You should get 329.
Times,
So then how do you find the total rest of the perimeter?
300 plus 300.
What's 300 plus 329?
629.
So your entire blue perimeter is 629. So with these weird shapes, break it into chunks, find the straight edges, and then just find the circumference of a circle and see how much of it is left. It's a good thing our fire drill was early in the period.
Okay, is that it?
Oh, wow.
whoa, sit up.
Good.
Oh, not that, please. I'm not
Let's see which one's next. No, I don't want that one. Nah. Okay, do this one.
Alright.
Find the perimeter of the shape. So to clarify, this is 5 feet. This is not drawn to scale because that would be 6 feet. You need to figure out that.
Looks like I'm off sideways. Yeah.
Find the perimeter of.
Like that, like fell,
Or if we turn like this, it really does.
but if it's just like that.
There might be a couple numbers that you don't need. Just find the outside perimeter.
Okay, so we just have to find the outside perimeter?
Mhm.
Like the whole thing? Does it times all these numbers? Yeah, times all these numbers together?
The perimeter of the outside edges.
Yeah.
So you only need to know the inside. You have to figure out the curved part.
Yeah.
You have to figure out the curved part.
How, 600?
So if we're looking for the outside shape, what's the easiest two parts to add up right now?
5 and 6.
Right. My top edge is 6. The rightmost edge is 5. So if I add up a 6-foot side plus an 11-foot side, what do we get? 11. And then again, all that's left is to figure out the circumference or the perimeter of the circle. So again, where you have to eventually drop all the way down to be able to figure out the circumference, which means you need to know the diameter. Do we know the diameter of the circle?
I know.
What's the diameter of the circle?
5.
5. So then take 5 times pi.
13.7.
15.7. Your last step is to ask yourself, how much of a circle do you have? So how much of a circle do you have? So cut it in half. And you get 7.85. add it to the rest. So what is our entire perimeter, RJ?
Our entire perimeter, Levi,
Oh.
let me find it to do it. 8.5 equals 18.85.
0.85. Okay, so you wanna be comfortable looking, your quiz is gonna have simple, here's a circle, here's the diameter, find the circumference. There are gonna be more complicated ones, which is really the same thing, just break it up into its parts. It's no different. What do I want now? I want this one.
Oh my goodness.
There is a wire that is bent to form the design below. What is the length of the wire? So what do you notice about what the shape looks like?
I don't know.
It looks like a bunch of half circles. How many full circles are there? What? 2. Right? Because if I have a half of a circle and a half of a circle, if I put them together, if I just shift this down, does it form a full circle?
Yes.
Same thing here. So if we want to know the length around a circle, what do we call it?
Circumference.
So we're looking for the circumference, which we do pi times, what number do you need to know? Yes, I was excited.
That is, I did it.
What number do you need to know for the circumference?
Diameter.
The diameter, do we know the diameter of a circle here?
Yes, 32.
32. So what's the circumference?
Wait, that's a lot.
100.48.
So that's the length around one circle. So again, if I take my 2 half circles and put them together, it's 100.48. How many circles do we have? 2. So then how do I finish it?
Multiply by 2.
Multiply it by 2, and what do you get?
200.96.
Make sense?
Yes.
Try to think outside of the box to figure out how you can make circles out of the picture that's given. Only one more I really want to go over to prepare you for that.
Is that 280?
200.96.
Thursday. I'll be home.
Oh, you're talking about this. That does look like an 8.
That ain't.
Find your perimeter.
Whoa.
I know.
That one looks.
You will thank me on
That was already
Thursday.
going so fast.
Thank me on Thursday. But
So what is actually the shape here?
There's
It looks like a baby carriage.
All I see is a trapezoid and then there's like a quarter of a circle.
right.
That looks
So,
like a baby carriage.
but perimeter means what? Add up the outside. So I know I have this circle part. We're saving that for last because the circles confuse me. But if I'm just looking for the outside edge, I have 3.5 here, plus 4 is what?
Just landed.
What?
That looks like a baby carriage.
3.5 plus 4,
7.5.
7.5. So I'm just gonna keep adding. I have another 3.5. And what do we get?
How long is the like 4 part there? On the top of the trapezoid.
You get 11.
I have another 4 centimeters here. So what do we have? 15. Plus another 4 centimeters, which is what?
19.
So we added up all of the crazy funky looking shapes. All we have left to do, I'm gonna circle that so I don't lose the track of the number. All we have left to do is find this circular edge. So again, whoever said it looks like a trapezoid and a quarter of a circle,
Oh, not that.
You're
That's a
right.
baby carriage.
what do we know about that quarter of a circle? It's 1/4 of a circle. What else do we know about it?
4 is the radius.
4 is the radius. So we always, perimeter means we need to know the circumference, which means we need to know the diameter. So if my radius is 4, what is the diameter? What's the diameter of this circle if the radius is 4? Pay attention. The radius is 4, what's the diameter? 8. So then to finish it out, what's pi times 8.
25.12.
Last step is how much of the circle do we have?
1/4.
Divided by 4. What is it? Oh,
6.28.
so the entire straight edge part was 19. So I'm gonna do the final part here. There's just a lot of numbers going on. So the final straight edge part was 19 plus the curved edge, which is 628. What is our final outside perimeter?
5.28.
Want to be comfortable with that one and the one we just did. And we'll thank me on Thursday.
What was that number?
Thank you.
19 plus 6.28 equals 25.28. Okay, are we good with that?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. The bell's gonna ring soon.
I know.
Bell's gonna ring soon. Leave everything on the desks.
Where's G? What ring?
My